next section, we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects. This is one of the biggest things you can learn when you're going through transformation, especially if it's a psychological or energetic or spiritual transformation. It's really important. And especially if you've gone through trauma at any point in your life, which most of us have, because there's big trauma and there's little trauma. And most of us have had some experience of, you know, little t trauma especially, but most of us have even had, you know, one big T trauma, because, you know, neglect is trauma. Sometimes it's, you know, a really bad breakup or a divorce with your parents, or there's all kinds of things that can be trauma. So understanding your inner child, your inner teenager, and your healthy adult is so important. And this is so important for me because it's not always, even though I'm 38 years old, it's not always my healthy adult that is driving the bus in terms of my psychology and how I'm showing up. Sometimes I'm showing up as my inner teenager, especially in certain situations, like in romantic relationships. You know, I've had a bit of a pattern, and typically my inner teenager is very involved in that pattern. So it's just really good to have some self-awareness around there being these little versions of you inside. So like, I have an inner child, right? And she went through so much. Like, I went through so much emotional turmoil before the age of 5. And she, you know, was a trooper. She made it through, but she has a lot of needs, and she needs a lot to this day. So I have to be really conscientious of tending to her in certain ways. This can look like just doing things that she would like to do. She likes art. She likes to socialize. She likes nature and trips. So it's like thinking of, you know, it's like knowing your inner child and knowing different ways you can take care of them. And sometimes she just needs comfort and reassurance. And my healthy adult is the one that provides that for her. My inner teenager is the rebel. My inner teenager is the one that is like anarchy. Like, she is just like a wild woman, very individualistic and very protective of my inner child, and very much wanting to manipulate circumstances to her liking and all kinds of stuff. So it's just great to have that understanding of who's your inner child, who's your inner adolescent, and who's your healthy adult. And you really, as we're working on this process of your highest expression coming through, you want to be conscientious of how your healthy adult shows up, because she's going to be really important. Your healthy adult is going to be the one that is like helping with the emotional navigation and the regulation. You know, they are going to be the one that is kind of implementing these new habits. They're going to have to be putting in some discipline, like when we're feeling uncomfortable. Like, the inner child and teenager are used to the old paradigm, right? And the healthy adult's going to have to be the one driving the train of like, we're going into this new paradigm, and they might not like it. So it's just really important to be conscientious of all those things. Feeling uncomfortable doing new things, if you're feeling uncomfortable acting and presenting as your highest expression, that's good, because the new paradigm is not what you're used to. So it's out of your comfort zone. Feeling uncomfortable and even feeling like weird is totally part of it, and it requires some discipline. We have to kind of push through those uncomfortable feelings, kind of guide our inner child and our inner teenager into this new journey, and let them know that it will be okay. We're divinely supported, and we can make these changes because it's going to make it great for all of us, right? So just keep that in mind as you're going forward.